Well, hello there, Leo. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So, today we are doing your June 2024 tarot reading. So, let's jump into it and see what's on the horizon for you. Bobcat Spirit, life is a mystery, and taking shelter, the answers are within. Okay, so this is the number 8. This is the energy of understanding that what we put out comes back. There's almost a little bit of energy here about karma. So let's see. Yeah, let's take a look at what is going on here. I feel like something is occurring in your life. And I feel like it's like already occurring. So I don't feel like this is something new that's occurring. But it's almost like allowing yourself to see how whatever is going on in your life, whether it's career or a relationship or a home situation or finances, that you've gotten to this point because of choices that you've made in the past, right? And I think that's why I kind of have the karma. Now, that doesn't mean if somebody's been unkind or some external force has done something detrimental, it does not mean that you caused that. Okay, but it's something here about really and truly taking a look at how you have made choices in the past and how those choices have gotten you to this point. So, for instance, say you suddenly find out that your bank account is overdrawn, your checking account is overdrawn, and it's kind of like, well, how did that happen? Like one of those, how did I suddenly end up in this position? It's one of those energies, right? And then you pull up your bank account online or whatever, and you start looking and you're like, oh yeah, I had this, I had to get new tires, and oh yeah, I had to go to the doctor, and oh, I had this other expense that I didn't expect, right? There's almost this energy where you could feel as if one person or one situation has caused the financial situation that you're in or the detriment that you feel like you're in at this time. But it's about looking. I feel like you're almost connecting the dots, that you've had a lot of choices. You have made a lot of choices that kind of have culminated to get you to the place where you are. And it's okay. It's okay, Leo, because I feel like this is kind of like one of those things where you're kind of like allowing yourself to go within and ask yourself those questions about, like, I don't feel like you're at the bottom, right? It's kind of like you haven't hit rock bottom, but it's kind of like, I feel like you're hitting a little bit of a tense moment where you're understanding, it's time that I make some changes, and allowing yourself to look back at some of the changes, some of the choices you made in the past that got you to where you are. And then being very, like, I have to admit, kind of like really inspired, motivated to make different changes in your life. Yeah. Yeah, this is beautiful. It is taking you, look, it's taking you to your Nine of Cups. It's taken a while. You're having to see, okay, it's kind of interesting because Sag had somewhat of a similar reading, but their reading was really about the future. I feel like you're in this moment where you're understanding that you maybe have made choices that you thought were helping you to get to your Nine of Cups, but you're also seeing that, no, my Nine of Cups is different than what I thought. Like you may have, let's say that you went out and you purchased a piece of furniture that you thought that you really wanted, right? You've been looking at this and, it wasn't a spontaneous buy or anything. You may have even saved for it, right? And so you buy this piece of furniture and it's delivered. And then all of a sudden you realize, oh, this is really like too big for the room, or the wrong color, or it doesn't function the way I need it to function, right? There's something like that comes along on your path that you recognize. Well, wait a minute. I made this choice, and then looking back at why you really bought that, let's say it's a couch, why you bought that couch. And maybe it's really because you saw it right on a TV show or in a movie, or you went over to your friend's house and they had that couch, or that couch represents a feeling that you wanted, right? But then once you acquire it and you pay a lot of money for it, you realize that's not really the couch that I want, right? It could also be that maybe you have been making choices like in your health where you were having a lot of fun, right? And then all of a sudden you step onto the scale and it's kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. How did I get to this number, right? And it's kind of like, okay, well, it wasn't just going on vacation, and it wasn't just eating yummy foods every night or something like that. You recognize, wait a minute, there's a lot more to it. It is that vacation, it is the yummy foods, but it's also the fact that I haven't been tracking my weight, or I haven't been really eating a healthy meal even once a day, right? Or that you haven't been exercising, right? That you've made some other changes in your life that got you really off track of what it is that you really want for yourself. And I think it's just a reset. That's all I would say. I think it's this moment where you recognize, I need to reset. I need to allow myself to get back on track to what it is that I really want. So let's take a look at what your present energy is. Yes, stillness, be calm. Very much this energy of allowing yourself to have a quiet moment and to understand why you're feeling depleted, okay? Depleted either in physical energy, emotional energy, mental energy, right? Or financial, or in your career, whatever is causing you to feel this way, right? Allowing yourself to take a look at all of the reasons, not just one, one reason. So this may come into play for some of you if you have had a person leave your life that like you ended a relationship and ended it in conflict, and what you may have slipped into for a while, or say you lost your job, like some tower moment, right? And you could be saying to yourself, well, it's all because of that. I lost my job, or, that person left my life, and then I fell into, I had to go in this other direction, and that's the reason. But understanding that all along you were actually making choices, and sure, you could have been making some of those choices because you were sad, because you had the tower moment, right? But it's kind of like allowing yourself to say, okay, I'm regrouping. I'm no longer allowing myself to use that situation perhaps as an excuse in order to make choices that really aren't in alignment with what I want for myself. In other words, you could have been making choices to appease, to kind of like comfort yourself, instead of making choices going towards what it is that you really want. That's like emotional eating, and I can get into that, right? It's kind of like, yeah, you have a bad day, and it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to eat a bag of potato chips or a tub of ice cream or whatever. It's kind of like understanding that if you do that one night, it's probably not a big deal, but maybe something has become a habit and you're recognizing, well, why am I even choosing to do that? It's become a habit perhaps, and you're allowing yourself to see how that is truly affecting your life in many different areas. So let's take a look at what your obstacle is, because this is kind of an obstacle, but I'm kind of like wondering, like, I feel like it's about allowing yourself, because you have the Five of Pentacles, right? Feeling lack of money, lack of health, lack of, whatever it is that you feel like you may need. You're feeling unworthy of it. Oh, you're feeling unworthy of it. Perhaps because of that tower moment, right? So if you went through a traumatic divorce, or you went through, losing your job, not to, the business shut down or layoffs or whatever. And all of a sudden, you realize that tower left you with a feeling of feeling like you're not enough. And therefore, maybe you started, with the emotional eating or overspending or whatever it is, and thinking that that would help you to feel better, to move towards your Nine of Cups. But now you're recognizing, no, that's just putting my Nine of Cups on hold. So I feel like, yeah, you have realignment. Yeah, just realigning to who it is that you really want to be. Understanding, okay, here's one of the things about tower moments, right? Tower moments occur when we're not in alignment with what is really for our higher purpose, right? So the tower moment comes in, but if we don't allow ourselves to really and truly stand up and move forward after the tower moment, right? We all go through that grieving process or that healing process. But if we kind of like allow ourselves to kind of stay stuck in that energy of, yeah, well, now I'm divorced, or, now I have to go look for a job. If we allow ourselves to stay in that, and then we're kind of like making choices just to make ourselves feel better because we feel as if that person didn't want us or the job didn't want us or whatever it is. It's allowing yourself to see, now wait a minute, I'm allowing the tower to kind of be this big bad, thing, and not that it wasn't, but also recognizing that towers are blessings, because towers occur so that we can make choices to go towards what it is that we really and truly want for ourselves. And I feel like that's what you're doing here in June. You're saying, well, wait a minute. Okay, that tower was detrimental. That tower was sad. But it's also recognizing I've healed from that tower. So, because I feel like the tower happened a while ago. I've healed from the tower, but in that process of healing, what habits or what mindsets, what beliefs did I pick up that are keeping me in this energy? And then getting your power back. I think that is the key, is that you're stepping into this understanding that the tower at one time took your power away. But in order to get back your power, you are taking action and making choices that are more in alignment with what you truly want for yourself. And so let's go to the advice. Yeah, look, you have bliss and the Six of Pentacles, right? Finding balance. This is balance. Six of Pentacles, give and take, relationships that are give and take, and bliss, right? And the bliss says, open your door to the divine. But your bliss is also your life purpose, truly stepping into who you're really and truly meant to be. And for some of you, it could mean that you are going to now counsel other people that have fallen into this same kind of pattern. Let's call it a pattern, right? So you're overcoming the pattern, and now you can help other people. For others of you, you may seek out people that can help you to realign to who you're really meant to be. So that can be maybe a life coach or a spiritual coach or a nutrition coach, an exercise trainer, a business coach, somebody that can help you to get back on track, and also to make sure that the things that you're doing on a daily basis are helping you to go in the direction that you are wanting to go in. It's beautiful. You have the Ace of Pentacles and the Star on the bottom, right? The Ace of Pentacles is an opportunity that's coming in. If something occurs, especially if it's already occurred just recently or in the beginning of June, and you're kind of like, ooh, that's kind of like a wake-up call. I'm going to say this Ace of Pentacles could actually be a wake-up call, where you find out that your checking account is overdrawn, or you step on the scale and all of a sudden it's kind of like, whoa, wait a minute, how did I get to that number, right? If there's something that is triggering you, this Ace of Pentacles, you could go to the doctor and find out the doctor is like, hey, you got high blood pressure all of a sudden, what's going on? You're like, well, yeah, I haven't been exercising. I'm eating salty foods. It's something that you are either learning or some kind of epiphany. I think it's actually kind of like an epiphany, a little bit of a wake-up call that helps you to step into this energy of truly healing yourself and moving towards what it is that your heart truly desires. Now, I love that, Leo, because the truth of the matter is, is that sometimes we do need that kind of like wake-up call, okay, in order to say, well, wait a minute. My finances are really important to me. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to set a budget. I'm going to really and truly watch where I'm spending my money. It doesn't mean you stop spending money, right? But it's kind of like, I'm just going to be more cognizant. Where am I spending my money? For some of you with your health, right? You could say, okay, wait a minute. It doesn't, in a way, it doesn't even matter why you got off track. It's kind of like allowing yourself to say, okay, I want to get back on track, and I'm willing to look for the help that I may need in order to do that. Really beautiful energy, because this is kind of like a reset. I would call this a total reset that really and truly takes you in the direction of your higher self. So even though it may not be easy at first, right? It could be a little bit of, oh no, what is going on here? It really is taking you to this beautiful energy. Understanding that when you allow yourself to put time and energy into making choices that are in alignment with this healthier way, whether it's in finances or emotions or eating or whatever it is, it's kind of like, okay, I'm taking back my power. Because when we make choices that are in alignment with what it is that we truly want for ourselves on down the path, right? When we commit to making those choices that are healthier for us, we gain back more power. We feel empowered because we know we're in control. We're not allowing the spending to take control, or the drinking or the eating or whatever it is. You're saying to yourself, no, I matter enough that I'm going to make choices that are really in alignment with what I want for myself. And you're getting there, Leo. You are going to do it. Like, this is really, truly, you have the transformation card, right? You really and truly are transforming your life by making these changes and being more cognizant of the choices that you are making. All right, let's pull a soul truth card for you, Leo. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. What do I believe about money, and do my beliefs that match my dreams? Okay, yeah, so for a lot of you, it could be your money that, you're finding out one way or another that the money is not exactly where you thought it would be or whatever. A little bit of a surprise. But money also represents how we feel about ourselves. And if you have for some time been not feeling like you're in control of your own emotions, right? Or in control of your own choices, this is the month where you get back on track, where you step into that energy of making choices that are really and truly in alignment with what you want for yourself. And understanding that there is a connection. Money is energy. So when we don't respect money, right? Money doesn't really respect us. We have to allow ourselves to be very cognizant of our relationship with money and how that can impact the dreams that we are wanting for ourselves, because you have the 9 of Cups and the Star. So you are going to reach your dreams, your goals, your wishes are all going to come true as long as you kind of like reset. Just reset your mindset about the choices you are making for yourself. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Leo. I wish you so much love and light. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.